so number one, that's actually a great question. So the new wave. How I see the new wave actually, I don't just see it like as a new wave of rappers and singers. No, for me, the new wave is uh, it spans across all forms of media, whether you're a comedian, whether you're like a YouTuber, whether you're a dancer, whether you're a painter. We're all the new wave because we're a new wave of creatives who are not afraid to do things different. For me, it's that attitude of not being afraid to do things differently. So I look at you, you're part of the new wave too, yeah. So just another other people off the top of my head, I know uh, Lula, Lulamsonda on Twitter. She's got this amazing brand where she's doing crochet things called Utuntu. I know of NS Photography by Namkolo, aka Chikashana. She's doing great stuff. So, like, there's so many. We're just like this um, this new uh, breed, I want to say, of creatives in Zambia uh, who are just not afraid to say like, okay, I'm going to do this, and it's going to be a bit different from what you've always known, but it's true to me. So we do that through me and the other artists you've mentioned, like Kunkeani, like K Slayer, like Killer, like Natasha Chancellor, like Baba Tunde, like Slick One, like Tell MT, like Uchi, like everybody, everyone, Keisha, just the whole gang. Like we're all just, I feel like all we're doing is just saying like, I'm gonna make music that's unique to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do something different, but it's the art. I'm going to make art my way. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to think of these are the norms and I should like I should stick to this. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna do it how I feel it should be done. This is my own interpretation of it, and not that that's not how it's been done in the past. But I feel like now we're just taking it to this new level. So that's why. So for me, the new wave is just not a new wave of singers and rappers alone. The new wave is like a new wave of creatives altogether. So it's an amazing thing to even to be considered to be a part of. So I look at it like it's a great thing. But one thing I would say about the definition that I don't like is the whole. I don't think we should pit the two sides against each other. Especially music wise, to say like, oh, the new wave and the old guard. No, we're all one big happy family of Zambian music because without these guys, there's no us. You get what I'm saying? Without the guys who came before us and set the bar so high and broke so many barriers, there's no new wave. You get what I'm saying? They without Zone Fam, there's no there's none of us. You get what I'm saying? Without Slap D, there's none of us. Without Daddy Zimas, there's none of us. You can keep going back and going back and going back and going back. So I feel like without all these guys, there's none of us. So we're all one big happy family. Whichever medium you go to, creative wise, like everyone is breaking boundaries so that it's easier for the next generation. So yeah, for me, the new wave is just this new wave of creatives. But yeah, let's just always make sure it's we looked at as one big happy family rather than like the old guys and the new guys when it's just a whole bunch of Zambian creatives doing great things. Yeah. Okay, so am I the king of no, I'm not the king of the new wave. Though it's an honor to even be considered to be for such an accolade, but no, I don't think that falls to me. Though, if it's music wise, I would say if I was to nominate anybody as the king of the new wave, my candidates, let me see, let me try to give you like a top five. Um, number, this is in no order, I'm just giving them to you as they come to my head. So Kunkeani the Jedi has to be there because he's one of like the earliest ones who came with a whole new different sound. Baba Tunde as well. He's crazy with the Afro beats. Um, Keisha Chilufya, she's just like an amazing poet, an amazing musician. So yeah, who else do I consider new wave? Destro, crazy. He's been doing his thing, and he's just Destro is like his talent level of talent is crazy. Who else do I consider? King of the New Wave. My last one, King of the New Wave. Um, I want to say I'm trying to think. This is actually harder than I thought it would be. King of the New Wave. I think for my last nominee, I will give it to. Let me see. Who can I definitely say is like considered a new wave artist? I'll give it to Slick One. Slick One is also like he's been doing his thing and he's been consistent. So yeah, let me see. Let me run over that. So I said Kunkeani, I said Keisha, I said Baba T, I said Destro, and I said Slick One. So for me, I would say these guys. You should nominate these guys. Yeah, I feel like I came too recently for such an accolade, but maybe if you ask me in the next couple of years, I may say my own name. But for now, I think I would want to honor my peers and say those who started before me and have been breaking ground for me. Yeah, those are the kings. So I really like have a deep found respect for all of these guys and even all the other names I didn't mention who just I feel like started around the same time as me. So we have to kind of give respect to even our peers who started this journey before. So these guys are doing their thing. Yeah. But big ups to them and big ups to everyone. So for me, just even to be considered like the king of this thing is crazy. But thank you. Yeah. You should also tell me give me like a top five, like a solid like these are my nominees. Yeah, but those so far are mine. Okay, so me as an artist, I've released six projects from 2015 till now. The first project I released was a collaborative project with my brother Ty4. We released a project called No Games. Um, then after that, I followed that up with No Smoke Without Fire 1 in 2017. Then in 2018, I did No Smoke Without Fire 2. Then in 2019, I did Before the Fire and Mwata. And then in 2020, I just dropped No Smoke Without Fire 3. So for me, the progress as an artist has been, I feel like I've been steadily improving every project I've put out because with every project I've put out, I'm so heavily involved in beat selection to feature selection and everything, mixing and mastering. I'm so involved in all those processes that I learn so much. And by the time I come out of making an album, I've learned so much, and I just take that knowledge and put it into the next album. So even being done with this album, I learned so much more than a lot more than I knew before when I was doing Mata. So all these projects have really taught me so much. So my growth as an artist, I want to say, has been exponential. It's been every project a new level, every project a new level. So I feel like it's just been. I feel like I'm on the right path, and I just feel like I need to continue as I am, and I don't. I never want to feel like I need to. I never want to skip a step. I feel like for every one of these projects, for everything I've aspired to do with the project, I have gained some new fans, a new audience, and I've just grown. So I feel like I'm on the right path, and I just want to continue as such. Yeah. But as for favorites, I think my favorite project that I ever did was No Smoke Without Fire 2. Yeah, because there were just some songs in there because that was for me the turning point in the sense that that was when I really started to feel like production wise. I think that's the first one that I could say I put my heart into production wise and all that because I mixed and mastered it myself and all that, and I wrote most, if not all, the lyrics apart from featured verses and everything. So to me, it was a very special verse. It was a very special album. I mean, so yeah, and my favorite song that I've ever done of all time, is on that project. The name of the song is Ulendo. Yeah, I had this great conversation with a friend, and it was like a very motivating conversation. He was encouraging me like, do your thing. You can do this. You can do this. Music wise, he really just encouraged me. So, and he told me just forget what people say, and just do what you want to do. So I just went in, and the first thing that came to my mind was Olo Nizonde. So from there, I just picked it up. Olo Nizonde. Gankali Yesu Christu Sanam. I just went with that. So that's what became Lendo, and that's my favorite song up to today. And then I feel like my first, another great song that was on that album was a song called Levels, another song called Under Pressure. My broke. I just have so many songs in that album that was so personal, and my broke one made it. Um, Even more special for me was that my girlfriend was on the song. So if you go back to that album, listen to my broke, you hear my girlfriend rapping. She was dropping bars harder than a lot of these guys out. So yeah, so go listen to No Smoke Without Fire too as well. Just listen to all my albums, people. Yeah, listen to everything, and just I think when you listen to when you go back and listen, a lot more about me makes sense as an artist. As to say, oh, this is where he started this type of music, and this is where he started this. So yeah. So I definitely think attitudes are changing towards that. People are more accepting of like both, um, or even just rapping in English alone. People are more accepting of songs like that now, though it's not yet where I think it needs to be in terms of like those songs getting radio play, but in terms of acceptance by the general populace, is there. And I think that can be attributed to artists like Slap D, Zone Fam during their time, like 2-1 during their time, like Mackie Two, like Sheffy, like all these guys who've just like blended the two, like their mother tongue and English. So I feel like yeah, attitudes are changing though. It would be great to see that being shown love, like even on the radio, like um, even during concerts and stuff, to show like, oh, we rock with artists who predominantly use English, you get regardless of anything. But it takes time to do all these things, and I feel like I'm a student of the game, so I'm one of the people who I've learned a lot from my predecessors. So I know they laid out the technique so flawlessly that it was easy for me to jump on and even mix in um, things that are not our mother tongue, like French and like all these other languages, like a bit of Arabic here and there. So just to be able to do that is because of people who've come before us and shown us like this is how you do it, and then us also taking it and running with it and making it our own thing. So like I feel like it is the attitudes are definitely changing, though I would love for it to become one of those things that's like, even if someone doesn't rap in the mother tongue, that it's still considered Zambian music and loved just as much as music people are rapping in the mother tongue. Because even if you look at like artists like Nasty C, he's a predominantly English rapper, but he's loved just as much as anyone else in South Africa. So I feel like um, we miss out on a lot of great artists here because some people still have that attitude. Some people in like some fans, some people in high positions who have the the ability to influence what plays and what doesn't may also have that attitude. So it's not where it needs to be, but slowly but surely, I think for people like me to even be given the time of day, that means their attitudes are changing. So it's definitely like we're definitely in the right path. And I don't want to say she'll move quicker, let it move at the right pace so that it's natural. Yeah, but attitudes are changing, and I think in the future we'll be able to see Zambian acts who fully rap in English, and it's not an issue, and people who rap in the mother tongue and English, and be they're both sharing stages, like so. I can't wait for that day to come. I hope I'm still around to see that, but yeah, attitudes are changing slowly, albeit, but they're changing, and that's good enough. Yeah, so Mata for me was like a very special project because one, it was the first project that I did that wasn't in a series of projects. It wasn't like No Smoke Without Fire 2. It wasn't a follow up to anything. It was something completely unique. So it gave me the opportunity to explore a different sound and not have to like stick to what people had become used to on those like series or the No Smoke series. So it gave me a rare opportunity to explore different topics and different different sounds, and also just to diversify my sound because I feel like from doing Mata, it then does influence what I do post. So yeah, it allowed me to diversify my sound. So I loved it a lot because it was different from what all the other albums sound like, and also just because I think it was the first time that I really opened up to everyone who listens to my music. Like there's a lot you could figure out, you could tell from a lot you could know about me just from listening to the album. Whether you listen to the first song, listen to from Mukazi, you listen to by Fire by Force, The Sunken Place, everything. That's just the type of person I am. Like um, multifaceted person. Like I had so many different sides to me. So that reflected in the album, and also it was refreshing because I feel like nothing there was nothing like it. There's been nothing like that sounded like that. So it was different because it came at a time where like I feel like there was a Mwata shaped hole in Zambian music, and it just filled that perfectly. It gave people what they needed at the time being, and yeah, it really pushed me forward to the limelight, and I tried to make the most of that. So for me, I always look at it as a career defining project, and it was something that I really enjoyed making because um, of how vulnerable I had to be while making it, how it sounded, the sounds I decided to use, everything for me just worked perfectly. So it was an amazing time even just working on the album. I made the album in my final year of school, so a lot of my friends are on the project. A lot of people who I grew musically with on the project. So it was great. It was just a all around great experience making the album. So yeah, Mata for me it was a life changing moment, and I always it's like a gold plaque on my wall forever. It's the one I'll look to and say this is kind of where it started in the limelight. But yeah, for me it's a special project, and I was just happy to see how people really loved it. How people had songs help them through things, especially for someone to come and tell me like I was going through this hard time and then listen to by Fire by Force and it helped me through it. The same for Mokazi makes me feel empowered as a woman. Just all those things really, for me, they amount to something special. So that's pretty much, I would say that's one of the biggest reasons that I love the album because of not only what it did for me, but what it did for other people. Just to see people's reactions and say like, wow, this song really made you feel that way. Or someone saying I was feeling judged by people, but then I listened to my shoes and it really just made me feel like telling the world like whatever. So the fact that everyone felt differently about it and they helped people differently was great to me. So yeah, Mata for me it's an amazing project, and I feel like it's a timeless project. I definitely feel like it's a timeless project, something that people listen to years from now and still get the same feeling that I got when I made it, when people got when they heard it the first time last year. Yeah. So no smoke without fire three. The inspiration behind it, the inspiration first of all behind the whole No Smoke Without Fire series is just like literally there's no smoke without fire. Like for me to get to this point is no fluke. It's because I've worked hard. So that's where the title kind of comes from, and it's just a play on my tagline. So yeah, but the inspiration behind this one was kind of like to continue the series and just to progress it further. And I would say, like, in terms of like what I've been going through, the inspiration behind it was kind of like I've been making music for a long time. So Mwata was like when it finally reached a point where I'd say like it became kind of like it was the defining moment for me. So after that, everything changed. But I wanted to show people like I'd been ready for this moment from before. You know, I had been I've been rapping like this for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I've been making music like this for a long time, but now this is what I'm capable of making. You know what I'm saying? So No Smoke. The inspiration behind it was just kind of like to show people I've been ready for this moment, and also to myself, it was to say like it was like a celebration to myself. That's why um, a lot of the I want to say the overall theme for the project kind of like people see it is just saying like regardless of what people are telling you, regardless of what's being said, you are gonna make it. You get it. So that was kind of like it was like an ode to myself in a sense. So yeah, the inspiration behind it was pretty much just like to celebrate myself, to bring my success, to also show people that we've been doing this for a while, me and my team, and we've been ready for this moment. And the moment is finally here after Mwata, and we're gonna take it with both hands. So yeah, we made sure. So yeah, so No Smoke Without Fire 3 was pretty much celebration of our success. Yeah, and as far as the trilogy is concerned, I'm not yet sure. Actually, it may be the last one. It may be. Um, I just I'll see how I'm feeling. Uh, if I feel like I have more to say in regard to this, then definitely. But um, as far as me also wanting to say this was, as far as it being a journey, it would be a good place to stop because after this, I can say like I started this dream. You know, I started it with No Smoke Without Fire One when I didn't ever even think I would be successful at this, and then to grow from No Smoke Without Fire Two, and then to get to do three with artists that I look up to, you know, it would be a great place to say like, here lies. So this is the end. You know, it would be a great place to hang up the banner. But I don't want to speak too soon. But it might be. It might be. Sorry to my fans of the fans of the series, but yeah, it might be. It might just be the last one, and yeah. But that doesn't mean that the drive behind it ends there. It'll be seen in other projects to come. But yeah, I'm not ruling anything out. It might be. Yeah, it might be. Which collaboration was I most excited about or nervous about? I want to say all of them because all these artists I worked with are people I'm fans of. You know, the people whose music that I do listen to like that. You know, like regular playlists. I'm listening to Tim. I'm listening to Sheffy. I'm listening to Critic. I'm listening to Uchi. I'm listening to Tehila. I'm listening to TLMT. I'm listening to Kunkeani. So I'm listening to Shandamba. I'm listening to Killer. I'm listening to Typhoon. I'm listening to everyone. So not everybody. I'm listening to everyone on this album. Taboo. Everyone. So to 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 get all of them on this project at the same time and to have to put my strongest foot forward on every song. There is some nerves, but it's like, you know, I was excited by the opportunity and the competition, you know. And it was nice how everything came together. It was nice to I was excited about the whole project because I rarely look at songs like on a project as individuals. I like to look at it like different pieces to the puzzle that all come together again. I'm saying like how they all play into each other. Do they feed into to each other perfectly? Do they make sense as a sequence? So you know, I don't ever exclude one and say like I'm more excited about this one for the other one. I'm looking at it like a puzzle. So the overall thing I'm excited about is the project. So yeah, I was excited to work on all these songs because it's one artist that I've looked up to for the longest, an artist that I've been excited to work with, like Uchi, like Tell Him T. I've been a big fan of his. I've been like shouting his name from the rooftops for a while now. So to actually get on a song with him, and this also gave me the opportunity to be on his album Gemini Dies. Yeah, so it was um it was just like it was a bunch of great opportunities to work with these artists, and I hope to work with them again, you know, because these are some of my favorites, and I hope to work with more of my favorites in the future. So um I want to say like every song on this album was special to me because it was like me, you know, you never know, you never know, you know, like you can reach out and ask someone to be on a song, but how willing all of them were to be on this album, how much effort they put into it, sending these verses and doing all this just to help me, an upcoming artist, was amazing. So I cherished each and every one of these songs because each one felt like a journey, and each one felt like I had something to say. So I was really excited about every song. Okay, so for no secrets, how the song came together. Story wise, I want to say it started. I'm first of all, I'm a big fan of Insecure, like it's a radio show. So I was like, and I have a big love for telling stories. So even if you go back to Mata, listen to Bring Back the Flex, all these songs, I've always been like a big fan of telling stories. So I wanted to continue that trend even on this project. So I thought like, what if I was going to make a song for a show like Insecure, what would I make? So then my producer, Sir Wavy, sent me this crazy beat, with the sample, and then I just knew like, okay, this is the beat for the song. So I had the raw concept of it. I knew how pretty much how to go. And at that time, TLMT had just dropped his project Catharsis. So I was listening to that, showing my boy love as always. And I heard this song called Can I, and it has this crazy singer on it, Uchi. So I was like, I hit him up like, yo, who is this? And he was like, this is Uchi, she's dope, you should hit her up. And so I hit her up, and we spoke, told her this is a song that I had that I think we should work on, that would be great. And that's how we started, exchanging ideas. I told her the main idea of what I had, she threw in some of her own. And yeah, then in the end, No Secrets came about as a song. Then as for the video, I really wanted to be as dramatic as an episode of Insecure with like a twist in it, so that's why it plays out like it does. So yeah, me and my girlfriend is who actually put me onto Insecure. So like some credit needs to go to her, because if she did it, then I don't know the show. So she put me onto Insecure, and I just loved it. So from there, yeah, my love for the show just grew, and I just wanted crazy enough. I was like, let me make this like an episode of Insecure. So that's why it's like a very dramatic and very like it fits into that world kind of song, of dramatic like love stories. Yeah, and so just from my love of telling stories, my love for Insecure, and yeah, and being a fan of Uchi as well, and so it just came together like clockwork. So even when I'm thinking of a song to do for the first video to do, they wanted to go with the typical, the rapper makes this the typical rap song, for the video. We could have, but then we also felt like showing our creativity was important. So that's why we chose No Secrets over all the other amazing songs on the album, just to show like we could really get creative with this one. Though we will get creative with the other ones as well, but this one just felt right. So yeah, it just came together. It was a very fun thing to work on. I wrote the script to work with Sticker to put the video together in one day. Was amazing how we moved around. It was crazy. It was a crazy day of shooting, but in the end we got it done. So, and also big ups to all the actors: Valentina, Brian, Ren, Chisanga, Zozo, Nyambe, Chilekwa, everyone who's in the video. Just big ups to them for making themselves available. So yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, Tony as well. Everyone who was in it was such a team player that it made it very easy. This is another great question. So for me, the way I see it is like music always has to mean something. Like at the end of the day, you have to make music that means something. Music that has a message to it to some degree. Not that that's everybody's calling, but that's just for me. Like I feel like music always has to have a message to it. So even when I'm thinking of songs, that's always in the back of my mind. Like, how do we? What can I say in this song that's different? What can I say in this song that will potentially touch somebody and help someone, like change someone's life? So that's how I kind of go into it, saying like, what would I want to convey? What do I have to convey? What am I going through? So there's a lot of things that go into it, and at the end of the day, it has to be a balance between what I'm going through, what my peers and what my friends are going through, and just what I think the world needs to hear at this time. So even like for the sunken place, I just felt like it was important to like encourage people like, look, this is me putting all my cards on the table and saying these are the issues I've been going through. Because at the time I suffered like the two biggest losses in my life was family wise up to date. So I felt like I couldn't make music and act like that didn't happen, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't make music and say like, oh yeah, that happened, but hey, look, I'm happy over here. So I just wanted to show like I suffered these losses. This is how I'm going through it, and this is the song that I made because of that. You know, this is how that song made me feel. Even like from what I just felt like I was lacking a sense of identity, and then that reflected also in my generation. Like we know where we're from, but do we know our purpose in regards to where we're from? You know, so that's how I kind of saw that. And then also for a song like Botolo, it was like you just get these. I've had a lot of people around me go through suffer with addiction, so I know what it's like. So that was also a reflection of that, and just also what stories I've heard and things I've seen other people go through. So I always feel this need to just be honest, you know, in my music and say like, if this is what I'm going through, if this is what's on my mind, this is what's been placed in my heart, then let me speak, let me do what I need to do just to express this feeling or express this thought. So I always feel like, and I would encourage other artists to do the same as well because it's in those songs that people find solace. You know, it's in those songs like Bottle or like the Hourglass, like By Fire by Force, like My Shoes, all these other songs that have a message to them that people found some form of comfort or some form of healing. So it's those songs that I look to and say like, you know, it's I'm glad I was honest on this song because it helped somebody. So I feel like it's important because of what it the importance that these songs the sense of importance that these songs have like to other in other people's lives, you know, because it just shows that it's bigger than me. So I'll never stop making songs like that for one because and I'll always encourage other artists to do the same because it helps a lot of people like beyond ourselves. Since my first project I've grown and learned so much, you know, from because in the first project when my first project came out I didn't know what mixing and mastering was. I dropped that thing plain, you know. So to get to this point where I'm able to work with all these great producers, sound production wise, my production has gone up, and just to be able to get these features, like it's been great, you know. But what I can say I've learned from that time, having been in music for a while now, I'll say is you need to believe in what you can do for yourself more than what other people can do for you. You know, like I choose to believe like that's because self belief is the difference between me on my first album and me now. Because at that time I believed, but I didn't believe in myself like I do now. So, and when I believed in myself more, I became more successful with my music than I did when I didn't. You know, so I would just encourage like even upcoming artists like don't ever think like I need C3 on this song for me to the song to be a hit. No, you don't. You need your most confident self on that song for that song to be a hit. You don't need any artist. You know what I'm saying? You need if you're trying to relieve the burden of not believing in yourself by putting that on the shoulders of another artist, and that song won't be as big because you didn't believe in yourself. But I choose to believe like when you believe in you, when you see yourself as number one, as you see yourself as a brand, you see yourself like you believe in your talent, then it's easier to break boundaries. It's easier to break ground because you're not making things based off of other people's expectations of you, but you yourself. So the biggest thing I've learned in this thing is self belief because the biggest artists in this music thing or just in the creative space believe in themselves so much. You know what I'm saying? They believe in what they're making. They love what they're making. It's not even about um, they never look to shift that onto other people. So I would encourage any upcoming artists already established who are doubting themselves, like believe in yourself. Because when you do, that's when you make your best music because you don't second guess anything. The moment you start to second guess, like, am I good enough on my own? I need this, I need that, then your music starts to suffer. So just believe in yourself. So the biggest lesson I would say I've learned from then up to now is just self belief. What can we do as a collective for Zambian music? You want it to change. If you want Zambian music to change, you have to buy Zambian music. That's point blank period. That's it. Buy Zambian music. And as much as I understand that, yeah, in the past we've made people accustomed to getting music for free, but if we want the industry to grow, we want things to change, we have to buy Zambian music. We're going to have to start to purchase albums when artists put albums out. We're going to have to start supporting their shows, buying merch, all these things. Don't be afraid to be a fan of somebody. Because that's something that I feel like this irrational fear of saying, like, if I support this person, they'll get too big. But we need to support people nonetheless. So I think the only way things change, if people want to see a genuine change in Zambian music, they have to start buying the music. It can't be 100% free anymore. Some songs and some things can be mixtapes. I understand certain singles. I understand, but you can't get a 15 track, 16 track album for free. You can't get a song an artist has put their blood, sweat, and tears and money into that they say is 10 kwacha, and then you complain and say, no, that's why would I buy a song when I can get it for free? That's where the line is, supporting in that context and loving Zambian music wholeheartedly and not looking to music outside Zambian music for to find yourself when there are all these artists expressing themselves in all these different ways that you just need to give a chance. So I think when we start to support Zambian music wholeheartedly and say, like, I'll put my resources into this and I will support this wholeheartedly, then Zambian music definitely changes for the better. It grows, it becomes bigger. The more we show, like, it's at the end of the day, it's like a product. You invest in it, you put your time, your effort into it, and it grows. So we need to, as a collective, not just fans, even artists need to invest in their craft more. Show the fans that it's worth investing in. Show them that, look, I'm going to put this on the line. I'm going to show you this level of creativity if you're going to support me. If you show that, then I think believe people start to support. So I feel like it's an effort that requires all of us. It requires the support Zambians to buy Zambian music, Zambian artists to make quality music worth buying, projects worth buying, merchandise worth buying. You know, just make it worth it, and then I feel like Zambian music changes and grows for the better.